Hi everyone, I'm Gio.
And I'm Oscar.
This is the Come Up.
Today we're going to talk about how you can use credit cards to make you money. And stick around till the end because we have some bonus content. We're going to tell you a couple websites that we like when it comes to comparing different cards to find what's a good one for you, as well as finding where are the good deals that you can use your points on. So 3 things we're going to cover today is how to use your credit card to get cash back, number 1. And then number 2, how to use it to get points for traveling. And third will be just how to maximize your points overall.
It's worth stressing that this only makes sense to do if you pay your credit cards in full every month, because if you don't, then whatever gains you're getting from these points will be offset by the larger amount of interest that you'll have to pay every month.
Okay, so for starters, we like the no annual fee credit cards because these are foundational cards that you can keep open for a long time, and that's going to increase your average history of your credit. It's going to increase your available credit for you to draw on overall, which is going to help your credit score. What you can do is you can look at your wherever you bank currently, see if they offer a no annual fee card that chances are it's going to offer at least 1% back, either on cash or on points. And that's a good starting point. However, if you find that your bank doesn't offer a good no annual fee option with rewards, then we know that Discover is a good place to start, especially if you're early on in your credit building process. And then Chase might be a little harder to qualify for those if you're, again, still early in the process of building up your credit score. But they have some good no annual fee options. There's the Freedom Unlimited that has 1.5% back. Then there's the Freedom, it's now called Freedom Flex, which gives you at least 1% back. But each quarter they have a different, what they call a bonus category. And there are some quarters when they have 5% back on gas. So that's a big one. Another one that I've seen on there, I think, is cell phone payments, which can be another big expenditure for people. And yeah, they have all these different bonus options that they do on a quarterly basis. A good starting point. Oh,
Sorry.
No worries.
Testing. I just realized I didn't even look at my lineup today. I don't know if I have my
Do
start.
you want to look at it?
Son of a Maybe I can save. So don't let the tail wag the dog. What do I mean by that? What I mean is credit card companies have created these cards with benefits, basically with this cash back or points back, in order to get you to spend more. In order for this to work for you, you need to be able to control your spending and basically spend on what you already were going to spend on. So obviously you need to eat, so if you're going to go get groceries, that's a perfect place to use this. If you have purchases coming up, like right now, I know that Christmas is coming in a couple of months, and if you're going to start working on those purchases, that's where you use your credit cards. You can't just go and make up things to spend money on. You have to go and spend money on things that you were already going to buy if you were to buy it with cash.
One way to maximize your rewards is to make sure that you get these sign-up bonuses when you apply for a new card. Very often it'll have some requirement where you have to spend at least anywhere between $500 to several $1,000, depending on the card that you apply for, in order to get a sign-up bonus, which can often be anywhere between $200 cash, or it might be a certain number of points. I find cash is a little easier because for me, if they tell me, $200 cash back, I know exactly what I'm getting back. Points, it takes a little bit more legwork. If they say you're going to get $20,000 points back, for you to find out what that's going to translate to in terms of dollar amount when you use those points for travel. Gio's going to talk a little more about that in a bit. If you have a big expenditure coming up, as Gio mentioned, Christmas or whatever it might be, then that might be a good time if you're already thinking about applying for a credit card anyways, to make sure you meet that minimum spend again, because we don't want to manufacture spend, and that way you can get that reward, that sign up bonus.
I have a story about the sign up bonus. Last year when the Xbox came out, my family and I had just moved to a different part in LA, and I knew that I wanted to buy the Xbox. So I signed up for the Chase Freedom, which has a $200 bonus if you spend $500 within the first 3 months. And knowing that I was going to buy the Xbox, I went ahead and put the Xbox on that card, which was $550 plus tax and shipping. And I got the $200 back. And since we had moved, I knew I was going to need a certain piece of furniture that I then used the $200 back on. So I got the Xbox with the card, and then I ended up getting free furniture out of that purchase. So we've talked about credit cards that don't have an annual fee, and they have cash back and points back. There are alternatives that do charge annual fees, where the points that you earn are earned at a higher rate. You have cards like the Chase Sapphire Preferred and Reserve, which have annual fees, and they'll have larger bonuses for groceries. They'll have larger bonuses for gas. I know that the Chase Sapphire Reserve has a travel credit that you can basically use to cancel out travel purchases, whether it be airplanes or hotels or car rentals. On the Amex side, on the American Express side, you also have the American Express Gold and the American Express Platinum. And those also have larger annual fees, but at the same time earn significantly more at groceries and different categories as well. So I have the American Express Platinum because when I signed up, it was offering a pretty large 100,000 point bonus once you meet the spend requirement. Obviously with COVID and a couple of other situations, we haven't been able to travel, so I've racked up the points. But a lot of these cards with annual fees will be very good for earning travel points. When you earn your points and you use them, you transfer them to the airline websites to use in their systems, you can get some pretty good deals when traveling to Europe or Asia or maybe even domestically. That is a topic that is very, it's a very large topic which we don't have time to cover today, but in our bonus we're going to talk about a couple of different websites that have already done a lot of the research and have plenty of articles talking about different deals that you can find with these travel points.
Okay, so this is a freestyle round here. We're going to just talk about some of our favorite credit cards. So why don't I go first? So I like to use my default go-to card is probably the Chase Freedom Unlimited. It gives me 1.5% cash back on everything. Okay, that's my go-to unless there's a better deal. All right, so there are some cases. For example, we have another card for groceries. It is called the American Express Cash Preferred. This one does have an annual fee of about, I want to say, $90 something. However, the first year is free. So what we like to do is, whenever we sign up for these annual fee cards, usually before the end of the first year, I will call and tell them I want to downgrade the card that to the no annual fee card, assuming they have one, and then I don't get charged at all, and I'm able to get 5% back on groceries with this Amex preferred cash card. And when you downgrade, instead of 5%, I get 3% cash back on their I guess non-preferred blue cash card. And outside of that, the Freedom, I guess it's called Freedom Flex now, is a no annual fee card that has these quarterly bonus categories, and whenever they have 5% back on gas, that's definitely my go-to for gas. So, Gio?
We are in points racking up mode. We have the American Express Platinum, which had a 100,000 point bonus when we signed up for it. We have also the for the Chase Sapphire Preferred, which also has a 100,000 point bonus. Keep in mind that a lot of these cards, they've always had bonus points for signing up, but it's always been somewhere between 40,000 or 50,000 points, which is a few months worth of spending. So by getting these cards with 100,000 point bonuses, we're actually saving not a lot in spending, but we're saving a lot of time when it comes to spending on these cards. One of the ones that we had before then was the Capital One Venture card, which has an annual fee, but it receives 2 points back for every dollar spent. So that one has been a really good card for us. And also Discover, we also have some no annual fee cards that we've used as a foundation, so that when some of these cards, like the Chase Sapphire Preferred, has a thing where you can receive a sign up bonus every 4 years, but in order to do that, it needs to be canceled about 1 or 2 years beforehand. By having a foundation of no annual fee cards, then when it comes time to cancel one of these later stage cards, it doesn't really hurt our credit score that much at that time. So, but those are the cards that we're using right now, where we are racking up as many bonus points as possible. Once things calm down with COVID and everything, then we will be able to do a little bit more traveling with the family. And yeah, the Amex Platinum, for example, we almost have 200,000 points in that. So that's going on a vacation with 2 kids is a little bit more expensive than being single. So 200,000 points will definitely be able to get us a free vacation, basically. Nice. And each card that we're using, we're building up the points for that as well.
All right. And if you're wondering, what do those points translate to in terms of, what do they convert into in terms of dollars? Now we're going to get into that with the bonus.
Since you've watched this far, you get a bonus. First of all, thank you for watching this far. Today for bonus, we want to talk about a couple of different websites that have done a lot of research into the different credit cards, the bonus information, the credit score requirements, and they package everything up in nice, neat, short articles. And one of them is going to be called thepointsguy.com. I go to this website a lot. They have done calculations to find out how much each point is worth, depending on the use that you give it, because you can get just straight cash back, and that'll typically be 1 point%, versus using them for travel and transferring to airline partners. And at that point, you could get a little bit more than 1 cent per point. But websites like thepointsguy.com and 1mileatatime.com are very good for finding out some of these deals. And there's other websites as well, but both of these websites are very good for researching the next card, that if you're going to sign up for another card, they're going to be a good resource for finding out what cards fits best with your lifestyle and where you are in life. And both websites also have articles whenever they find deals for spending with your points, where you can get extra value for the points that you have.
If you enjoyed today's video, we put a lot of thought into it, so please give us a like, comment, subscribe, notification bell, all that good stuff. And for those of you that have been watching week in and week out, thank you for your support. We'll see you next week.